Zen Mama Llama. Know your worth. Know your worth. Know your worth in every aspect of your life, including when you're by yourself. Do you do negative self-talk? Do you allow your mind to wander to the worst possible scenario? Do you always rehash old arguments over and over in your head until you're mad again? Know your worth. You're worth more than that. Don't allow it. Stop your head. It's hard to do in the beginning, but you can do it. You can. Whether it's with help with medication or with mindfulness, either way, you can stop those negative thoughts. Know your worth in relationships. Partners, children, parents, boss, coworkers. Do you let people step on you? Do you? Do you let other people drive what your thoughts are about yourself? You know, it's scary, but you can stand up to people in a nice way. You can set boundaries. In fact, boundaries are super important for every aspect of your life. Boundaries are good for yourself, so you know when to say, I can't. There's a lot of times that I just can't. And it's not that I don't really want to go see my friends or I don't really want to go see that concert. But I know me, and I know how much me time that I need to make sure that I'm in a happy place at all times. Because you have to dig down. Like, I have to talk about the bad stuff that happens with myself, but then I let it go. Mindfulness. I say that a lot, but it's really true. It helps tremendously, whether it's in meditation or in prayer, depending on your style. Mindfulness can be across the religions, across new religions. It's just a moment of being mindful in your spot that you are now. And when those thoughts come up, you acknowledge them and you let them go. Example, I'm not a good mom. I am. Bye-bye. I could be a better wife. Probably, but I'm pretty damn good. Bye-bye. You're never going to live up to your parents' expectations. Okay, I'm 43. I can set my own expectations now. Bye-bye. See how I did that? And it may come up again, but each time, you just tell it bye-bye. Each time you're like, I don't want to hear you. Goodbye. You touch it, and you let it go. You bring it back to the breath. You bring it back to your center. I bring it back to my breath. Okay, I heard you. Now I'm going to breathe again. I'm going to focus on breathing in and out. And then the next thought comes up, and I deal with it, and I practice on breathing in and out. Sometimes the same thought comes back up, like, you're not good enough. Okay, I think I am. No, really, you did this wrong and this wrong. You're right. I can always learn to do better. Oh, you did this mistake. Okay, I own it. But I also learned XYZ from it. And with each one, I just let it go. Let it go. And sometimes I have to say, Pilar, my alter ego, you need to stop. You just need to stop, Pilar. I don't want to hear you today. I don't even want to see you. Bye-bye. Know your worth. Know your worth when it comes to your boss. Is your boss always putting unrealistic expectations on you? Have you stopped and realigned expectations? Expectations is huge. Huge. Know your worth when you set those expectations. If you know you can do more than data entry, I know I've been doing data entry and and you think I do a good job. I would like to take it to the next level. I was thinking about dabbling in this or maybe dabbling in that. I will say my boss is amazing about that. She's like, where do you want to go within the company? Where do you see yourself next year, 5 years from now? Let's hone those skills. And she lets me make my position fit me and my personality while best benefiting the company. That's a good boss. I know my worth. She knows my worth. And we work together to make that worth even higher. Know your worth with your partners. Don't think that you always have to walk on eggshells. You don't. Spoiler alert! You don't have to walk on eggshells for your entire life with that person. Either A, they're the wrong person for you. B, they have something in their brain, whether it's they're a narcissist or they have narcissistic tendencies, or maybe the way they were raised. You can communicate with them. You can talk to them. You don't have to walk on eggshells. And if they're not willing to hear you when you tell them how you feel, and I'm not talking about, let me show you. Hey, I'd really, is this a good time that we can sit down and talk? Sure, whatever. Okay, thanks. I just want to talk to you about what I've been feeling lately. I feel really bad about myself when words are said that say that I'm stupid or I'm dumb or that I could have done it a different way. Or when you make snide remarks and think that they're a joke, that makes me hurt. It hurts my heart. It makes me sad. I go to the bathroom and cry for 30 minutes at a time. Okay, I'm totally exaggerating shit, but you see what I'm saying? That may be your life. And if that's your life, and that person is I don't give a fuck. I hate to tell you, but you need a new person. Now, if they are truly your partner and they love you, they will go, I had no idea. What can we do? Now, they may do things like try to gaslight you. It was just a joke. I understand that you think it was a joke, and I appreciate that you think that it was a joke, but I felt like it wasn't a joke. I was hurt by that comment. I'm not being sensitive. It's how I feel. Because a lot of times I'll gaslight you again with that. Well, you're just being sensitive. You're being too emotional. I can't even tell you how many times I've heard you're being too emotional in my lifetime. Well, my brain thinks a little differently than yours, and you're right. I am an emotional person, but that also helps me in all aspects of my life. It helps me love you even when you're gaslighting me right now, even when you're making me feel stupid because I'm trying to tell you how I feel. Right now, it's not about you. It's about my feelings and how I feel. And when you're ready to talk to me about my feelings and how I feel and how your actions make me feel that way, then I'll be happy to talk to you. But I'm not going to continue to be gaslighted right now. Thanks. And walk away. That person will come to you when they're ready. If not, you need to reevaluate that friendship, that partnership, that marriage, whatever you're in. People who love you don't want you hurt. They don't want to hurt you. They want to make things better. Perfect example. The other day I told my husband, I said, when you leave in the mornings and you give the boys a kiss and not me a kiss, it really hurts my feelings. And he goes, baby, I told you the other day I couldn't do anything in life without you. You hold down the fort. I don't worry about the kids. I don't worry about the house. Yeah, you did last week. But what I'm saying is, it hurts my feelings when you give the boys a kiss and I'm smack dab in the middle of them and you don't give me a kiss. And he's like, oh, yeah. He's like, I'm sorry, I'll do better. I'm like, no problem. Thank you for hearing me. That's simple. That's what you want. You want somebody who wants to not hurt your feelings. Now, don't be on the sensitive side and always have your feelings hurt. It's a giveaway. It's a two-way street. You're going to have to hear what you do in return, and I hear it on a regular basis. But that's communication. That's what you need. When you know your worth, you ask for communication. You ask for somebody to treat you the way you deserve to be treated. I urge you today to know your worth. And if you don't, figure out how you can make sure that you know your worth and those around you know your worth, because you are worth a lot. Don't discount yourself. You're an amazing person and you can do amazing things. It's all about your mindset being mindful, knowing your worth, setting those boundaries, and making sure the communication is clear so that you know what your expectations are with each other. Expectations are just that verbal or nonverbal contract you have with your friends. You want to make sure you know what that contract is. How do we communicate? What are your expectations of me? Are you expecting me to, in dating, are you expecting me to see you 5 nights a week, or are you expecting me to see you 1 night a week? Communication with your children. I'm expecting you to read 20 minutes every night this week. If that doesn't happen, then XYZ happens. If that does happen, then XYZ happens. Whatever it is. It depends on how you parent. I don't really use rewards, but my husband does. So sometimes that works for kids and sometimes it doesn't. It just depends on what you do. But I always say when you do this, this happens is always a great way to do it, because that way they've got that. When this happens, this is the result, whether it's a consequence, like natural consequence or not. Every action has a consequence. Every action does, whether it's good or bad. Know your worth. Set those boundaries. Have those expectation talks. Make sure you're communicating. And go win the day. Y'all have got this. You're amazing people. Bye. Signing off.